Weather out here is pretty good today. It's pretty sunny. So, if it's sunny, this is also a great day to look at the sun. So we're going to look at the sun through the telescope. Now, yeah, that sounds like a crazy idea at first because, yes, of course, it's looking at the sun can blind you. And this even has like a warning sign on here that says, it lets you know not to look at the sun. But the thing is, as long as you have the right equipment, you can look at the sun through it. For anybody that wants to read this. Never attempt to view the sun through any telescope without proper filtering. So that's the key word, proper filtering. And so I have a proper filter on here. And this one is made by Celestron. This is a Celestron telescope that I'm using. And I will go ahead and take pictures just so that you can see what things look like firsthand. But yeah, I'm just going to be looking directly at the sun. I don't want to aim my phone at there too long. And seeing what it looks like. So let's go through the eyepiece and see how things look. Okay, so this is everything through my camera. I haven't properly aligned this telescope. It's probably more vital if you're looking at something like stars or planets, which take up a significantly smaller part of the sky. But if I'm looking at the sun or the moon just for a brief moment, I am fine not properly aligning it. And one of the things I also realized, I'm at a different longitude and latitude than I normally am. And I don't actually have this telescope set up for that. So there's adjustments that have to be made that I did not make. But yeah, so this is what the sun looks like through here. Someone asked me, why does it look more white in the center, but then it gets dark around the edges? And that's because the center of it is facing us directly, so more of the light is coming directly from there, and thus it appears brighter. Whereas from those edges, the light is generally going out more in other directions, so it does not appear as bright to us. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm going to take some pictures here in a second, or photographs instead of just video, because I can get higher resolution photographs than I can video, and I want to see if I can spot some sunspots in here. Here's a photo of the sun. Let's zoom into the right side. Now, this was the first sunspot that I noticed. You can make out a few more over here. And I could probably hunt down a few more. I'm about to take the telescope down, and in taking it down, I'm also going to be putting the actual lens cover on there. So I need to take the solar filter off. Now, this might be obvious, but I can see it's something being easy to forget. I don't want to just take this off and put the other thing on, because during the time that this is off, it's still pointing at the sun. And simply pointing the telescope at the sun is enough to cause some serious problems. It'll start to heat up on the inside and cause the telescope some damage. So one of the things to do before taking anything off is I need to go ahead and point this away from the sun. I'm just going to do it the easy way and, oops, wrong way. I'm just going to do this the easy way and loosen the clutch so that I can turn this freely. And let's tighten it again. Loosen the other clutch. Okay. And so now it's no longer pointed at the sun because the sun is back behind me. And so with it turning a little bit more. Okay, so now with it turned away from the sun, I can go ahead and take the filter off safely without having to worry about, ooh, and this filter is actually hot, and that's just because black material out in sunlight. But yeah, so I'm gonna take this off, put the other thing back on, and then I'm gonna pack up the telescope until later on. The specific telescope that I'm using is from the Celestron CGE-M series, and this is an old telescope from a much older series. So this specific one isn't available anymore, but that's actually kind of a good thing because what replaces it has some features that this one did not come with. Like on mine, I had to get adapters separately so that I could add Wi-Fi and GPS to the telescope. The GPS just helps with when the telescope knows where it is and it automatically knows what settings to use to find certain objects. The Wi-Fi will let me actually control it from a computer or from my iPad or whatnot. If you get one now, then the GPS is built in. They have another camera that's built into it with a camera that's somewhere on the mount. It can use that to auto align itself. I can't remember whether or not Wi-Fi is something that they have built in now, but they do have GPS and auto alignment. I don't have auto alignment on mine. It would be something that would be sold separately and I'd have to connect it. I don't see myself actually getting that. I think before I did, I would probably just buy another mount that has it built in. But yeah, so this is my entire telescope. And just for anyone that's interested in knowing anything about my solar filter, this is the one that I used. Now, those of you that follow me on Instagram also might recall that I had an eclipse picture from the 2017 eclipse. So this is the same telescope and the same filter that I had used back then.